How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Sonic Adventure DX, where today we're going to be taking on all the iterations of Skydeck, which, I'll be completely honest with you, this is probably my least favorite level in the game. For this reason, I'm already dead. And that happened again, directly after that. I attempted to do what I just did again, and then I died again, so I was a little more careful after that. But yes, Skydeck, it's not my favorite level in the game. It's probably my least favorite level in the whole game, combined between the three characters that play it. But Tails actually gets to go first this time, because Tails, his stage here is the first area of Skydeck, where he races Sonic all the way through here. And for some reason, Sonic was getting stuck on a lot of stuff in this version for some weird reason. I don't really know why. I mean, it's just... And I mean, I don't really have too much of a problem with Skydeck, but it just doesn't really appeal to me. It's just, I think they were trying to be a little too overzealous with what they did here. I mean, it's a huge sprawling environment. There's a lot of different places you can go. It's really high flying, and it's kind of perilous as well. So they did a good job of that, but I don't think that they implemented it very well, because I don't think the technology was ready for this kind of a stage yet. But I mean, it was still all right. I just think that they could have done it better, and they could have gotten a better camera system for it, because honestly, with the huge 3D environments they've got here, it just doesn't work too well. And as you can see, Sonic pinballed back and forth a bunch on the little race thing there. Just because I was running around so quickly with Tails in order to get out of there. Don't ask me why I was sitting on the screen for so long listening to Sonic jump in the background. I have no idea, honestly. But I did unlock the Game Gear version of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, at interval amounts of emblems, you will actually unlock Game Gear games, which are the portable Sega console games of certain Sonic games. So it's one of the other things that you can get for getting all the emblems in the game, but you also have to do all the missions in the game, and that's pretty tedious. So as Sonic, instead of a capsule being there, there's a rocket there, and you just have to rocket it into the cannon, and the cannon is done. Unfortunately, there's a lot more cannons where that came from, as you will see in a second. So then we get to this part of the stage where we're basically on the wing of the egg carrier, and when you hear that telltale alarm sound, you want to be holding on to something like this, or like one of the little square platforms you'll see throughout the stage there. You'll actually homing attack into them, so you kind of want to save your homing attack if you just want to run right through this section like I did. But yes, whenever you hear the alarm sound, that means that the ship is being blown off course by strong winds. So you'll want to kind of be holding on to something at that point. Whoa! Holy crap! Those are some pretty strong winds. But yes, the whole... I guess you can kind of get the impression that the whole wing is being blown to bits on that part, but in reality, the wing was still there. If you went back and looked at it, the wing was still there, and I'm glitching into the floor. This is why I hate Skydeck, but the wing was still there. It's just that all the cannons got destroyed because it got blown off course. And this is the worst part of the frickin' level. I hate this part so much. Because you have to destroy this other cannon, and there's a bunch of other cannons firing at you, and that cannon does not sit still for 2 seconds, so I just cut to this quick trick shot that I got of it while it was still turning. I was so proud of myself after that. I was moving off course from where the checkpoint was, but yes, and then you get to this section. This section is actually pretty cool. I like what they did with it, but again, I don't know if the technology was exactly the best for this type of a thing. I think they were a little overzealous in this part, at least for when this game originally released in 1998. Well, not this version of the game, the original version of the game, so the Sega Dreamcast, because they've got the gravity switching on you in this area. Instead of strong winds blowing you off course, this ship will now tilt left, right, up, and down, depending on where you are in this section of the level. And it will actually affect your movement and your speed as you're moving through the level different ways. Fortunately, the boost jump is still broken, so you can still exploit it to do stuff like this. I actually got that glitch to work really well there. What actually happened is I glitched through the floor of this part, and then the gravity switched on the ship. Basically, you need to do this, and if you hadn't done that boost jump glitch that I had just done there, you'd be climbing a bunch of those ladders that I was climbing across in the first section of Skydeck. And it's a hassle. There's stuff being thrown at you out the windows of the ship, and it's just kind of a hassle, really. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to try to get the boost jump right. I'll tell you what, though, I got pretty lucky with the boost jump there. I didn't get lucky with the camera angles, as you can see. But I got pretty lucky with the boost jump there. It takes a lot of practice and hard work to get that boost jump exactly how I did it there, but I managed to do it, so that was pretty cool. But that was Skydeck with Sonic and Tails. Yeah, I don't like this stage at all. I just don't like the way that it was implemented, and honestly, the camera was not ready for something like this. But anyway. So now we actually get to my favorite version of the stage, which is Knuckles' version of the stage, and this one I don't think is all too bad, as you will see in a second. You have to find the emeralds here as usual. And as you can see here, if we go ahead and give this lever a push, as you can see here, Knuckles was the one controlling the ship's tilt here for some weird reason. I know you would expect, oh, well, Eggman was controlling the tilt to try to get rid of Sonic and Tails. Well, in reality, no. Knuckles was the one messing with their heads here, so it gives a little bit of like a throwback to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 there, where he's messing with a bunch of stuff in order to get rid of Sonic and Tails from Angel Island. And I'm so glad because, as you'll see in a second, I actually demonstrated pretty much all of the different types of places that the emeralds can be here, including the dig option, which is in this little pit. It's in any of the pits underneath these platforms. Thankfully, I didn't have to move any of the boxes that are there in order to get the emerald out there. But you can end up with an emerald being under one of those boxes, and then you have to tilt the ship in order to move the box and then get, and then get it at the digging spot there. And then this third one that's over here, it's actually hidden not in the direction I'm going. It's inside of one of these little dock bays over here. Unfortunately, we cannot get access to it when the ship is at normal tilt, so we have to actually go back to the top of the place and get the ship to normal tilt. It's a lot easier with Knuckles than it is with Sonic because he can just glide his way over there, and it's really simple. But yeah, I mean, Skydeck is an alright stage. Like I said, none of the levels in this game are entirely bad. I just think that Skydeck was way too over the top and overzealous, and that's not the right way I'm supposed to be going. That's better. There we go. But, and yeah, as you can see, it actually affects the gravity and how he glides, because he'll start, if he glides against the gravity, he glides down a lot faster than he normally does. But, yes, that was Skydeck, and, probably my least favorite level in the game. Not really a big fan of how they, implemented it. Gravity just feels weird in most cases, and there's barrels and stuff shooting me, so let's get out of here before I have a seizure or something.
The last missing piece. All right. Now, to restore the Master Emerald.
Unfortunately, the tilt of the ship is moving Knuckles to the side here, so the glowing red light would be directly next to him if I hadn't been tilting the ship.
This is the wrong room.
Yes, it is, Gamma, in more ways than one, because frankly, Knuckles' flashback would not make sense until we view some other flashbacks, so we are going to leave that one for a little bit later. Not to worry, we'll get to it soon enough. This is kind of weird. Hedgehog hammer, huh? Well, there's only one character I know that has a hammer. A nice black chow egg you got in there, Doctor. What, are you saving that for a field day when Sonic's finally gone?
Go away!
Give me the bird.
No way!
Resistance is futile. Give me the bird. Why not?
Because then the game would have an M rating.
None of your business, why not? I want to know why you want it.
Data unavailable.
You don't even know? I bet you'd be mean to him, you bully. Why not help us out instead?
Oh yes, call him names and then ask him for help. That makes perfect sense, Amy.
Why try to save that which is useless to you? Does not compute.
for you. Eggman failed to give you feelings. Wait a minute, Birdie!
Get going.
Huh? Why are you letting us go?
Don't ask questions, just leave.
It is dangerous here. Hurry. We'll be arriving at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
So, you're not like those other robots, huh? You truly are a good person inside, aren't you? I guess we can be friends then. Take care, okay?
But yeah, all teasing aside, I really do like that scene, and I'll explain that in a second after we get to Gamma. Oh, I guess he doesn't have anything new to say. I really do like that scene. I like how Gamma kind of grapples with his orders after what he had just seen in the previous scenes that he was in. What do you mean?
Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
Jeez. As per usual with the Doctor's wonky creations, he has a mini game for us as the lock on the door. So basically what you gotta do, it's kind of like whack-a-mole. You gotta hit the blue and yellow Sonics, which is against Amy's nature immediately, so you know that's gonna be a problem. In this first game, I was just totally effing about, and I did terribly, as you can see here. But I did want to, show it and leave it on screen because you can see that the game is kind of finicky about where you use your hammer, because sometimes you'll use the hammer and then it'll, like, the shockwave that it leaves behind will actually hit some of the Eggmans that will come up when you hit, a Sonic doll or something like that, as you'll see in a second. See there, I don't even know how the hell that happened, but I hit an Eggman somehow. And then I ended up not getting that, but I mean, that game was shenanigans right there. Like, all the yellow Sonics were coming up like super fast, and there was no freaking way I was gonna get that in any kind of order fashion. So then I tried it again, and then I ended up with this game here. In this one, the stuff was popping up that was like yellow. Like, look at how long the yellow Sonics are staying out for me this time. It's just far more time to hit them in this one. It was just like, whatever. Thanks, game, for trollololling me before. But yes, you don't want to get too high of a score in this case, because in this specific case, and I actually hit that Eggman on purpose, you want to get a relatively low score because we will have to come back here later, and we will be playing the minigame again we'll be playing it again for some emblems, so just for notes, and you need to get a certain score for it in order to get the emblem. Wait, what did that say? You get the war... Ah, damn it.
Behold the warrior feather! Now you can do the spin hammer attack. Press and hold the action button and move the directional pad in a circle.
But yes, now we got the warrior feather from this, and it's basically useless unless enemies are charging directly towards you, because then you can repel them with that, but I like using it just to make Amy dizzy. I think it's hilarious. And then she walks around like crazy for a little bit.
The hot shelter and find the way
But yes,
out.
in order to get out of here, we actually have to go through the hot shelter, and well, as I'll show you in a second, to go through the hot shelter, you gotta go through the center door here. I was having a little bit of a derp moment here, just like I'm having a little bit of a derp moment right now because I'm yawning like freaking crazy. Of course, it's 12:30 at night when I'm doing this, so I guess I can't really blame myself for it. But I forgot. Oh, hey, I have a hammer, so I can hammer the button in and get into the stage. Hot derp! Well, anyway, so we get to Amy's second stage, hot shelter. Still never going to get used to the hot pink there. Apparently there are no gravity physics in this elevator or it's not moving fast enough because Amy was not floating in the elevator like they do in all those cartoons. In any case, the hot shelter itself, at least for Amy's stage, is probably the second most intimidating stage in the game. Just because, first off, you're inside of Eggman's base, and I really, by the way, I really like the music of the stage, but in order to, it kind of conveys the mood, but I'll get into that in a second. Hey, there's fish in here. Gee, I wonder if that means that Big is going to get a stage here. But anyway, it's probably the second most intimidating stage in the game. I'll tell you what the first most intimidating stage in the game is when we get to it. We're not there yet. But it's pretty intimidating, not only because, you know, you're in Eggman's base and all that stuff. Also, Amy climbs this ladder so freaking slow. But it's also pretty intimidating because it's actually the longest stage in the entire game. Mostly because Amy runs slow as molasses, but in any case, it's also because there's a bunch of puzzles and stuff. Well, not really puzzles. You're mostly just turning these handles and stuff like that. And you're doing a bunch of different stuff, and then partially, again, like I said, it also is because Amy controls like Sonic through molasses. But in any case, it's definitely the longest stage in the game. It definitely takes the longest. It has, for the time limit mission, which by the way I already managed to do for Amy in this case. It was pretty easy, but you have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to get out of here. So it actually, if you know the stage pretty well, like I do, and you should know the stage decently well from watching me do it here, you shouldn't have too much of a trouble breaking that 5 minutes 30 seconds. Most of Amy's missions, A rank missions, are pretty easy. I actually found Twinkle Park to be the most difficult one, to be honest with you, but we'll get into that when we do some bonus episodes. And yes, as I said last time, I'm going to be doing more than one bonus episode for this series because I actually have some plans for how I'm going to be doing those. I'm going to be showing off some strategies for the B and A rank missions for each character. I'll be showing the Chow Garden off, hopefully. I'm starting to do the Chow Garden now, and it seems more and more like a fruitless effort. Why does Eggman have public restrooms on the egg carrier? What, was he expecting like a big party or something like that? I'd imagine that would take a lot to clean up anyway. Maybe they're like those self-cleaning toilets in New York City. Jesus Christ. Skynet is going to kill us! But anyway. Yes, so where was I? Oh, right, you know, bonus episodes. I'm going to show off some of the flashbacks in the bonus episodes. I'm going to be showing off the Chow Garden. I'm going to be showing off A and B rank missions. And then I'm going to be showing off... I might show off a touch of mission mode. You don't get anything special for doing mission mode anyway. You only get a couple of Game Gear games that I'm not all that interested in because I'm never going to be playing them for the channel. They're just too short, and I didn't grow up with them because I never had a Game Gear as a kid. Woe is me. I was on the much better Game Boy Color. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be showing that sort of stuff off. I won't be showing, you know, all the Game Gear games. I'll let you know what the Game Gear games are when we actually touch on mission mode. But yeah, those are my plans for right now for bonus episodes. They might take a little bit in order to get them all uploaded, but I probably will start my next playthrough while I'm uploading bonus episodes for this game. So, also, if you're doing a speedrun, you can skip that section. I just didn't get a running start there to do a hammer jump across that gap. It saves a little bit of time because then you don't have to wait for this stupid giant gear to be moving along. Of course, then you don't get this speed shoe and invincibility power up over here, but they don't really help you that much anyway because there's these spike balls in the way, and then there's these doors over here, and these doors also open slow as molasses, so you kind of gotta wait for them anyway. Yeah, the stage tries to gear a lot against you for the A rank mission, but fortunately it didn't really take me, it only took me one try to do it. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Hot Shelter's okay. The fact that it's super long definitely doesn't save it from, you know, the fact that I really am not a big fan of it in this specific case. You know, the puzzles and stuff are kind of cool, and you know, Zero is always on your ass in this stage because I mean, when he disappears, it's usually in a puzzle section, but sometimes he'll be here even during a puzzle section, as you will be seeing in a minute. But I mean, it's all right. I just think that it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever, and that doesn't help the game, or it doesn't help the stage to stay in my good graces, to be honest with you. Oh, I was kind of trying to get out of there quick so the bombs didn't blow me up. Basically, this is a big monitor room, and in order to get the monitors to work, which I don't know why we would need the monitors to work, but this is a dead end, so what else do we have to do, right? To get them to work, you have to place these 4 blocks inside of their corresponding color-coded panels. Seems like an awfully weird way to get all the channels that you want, but I guess anything's better than local cable. Although, I suppose if I was the one here, I would only need basic cable anyway. All I would need is a high-def internet package because I don't watch TV. Well, that's a weird channel. Oh, jeez! He jumped out of the screen. Well, when I was a kid, I'll tell you what, that scared the shit out of me. Because I was playing this, I think I recall fairly vividly that I was playing this game relatively late at night. And Zero jumped out of the screen there, and I was just... I'm pretty sure it was dark outside, so the room that I was playing it in was dark because we didn't have very good lighting in that room. And... this stupid slip. So that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure I just glitched Zero because, as you'll soon see, he cannot get back up here. I think I might have just knocked him off the ledge or something, but in any case, we are actually almost done with Hot Shelter, and believe me, I am kind of glad that it's over because talking non-stop for 7 minutes over a stage where we're basically doing the same thing for most of the stage is not exactly easy. Oh, and you may have seen earlier when I was going off of the spring before that one checkpoint with the chameleon near it, I was actually testing something real quick while I was doing that, because in the Sonic Advance series, when Amy, at least in Sonic Advance 1 anyway, when Amy hits a spring with her hammer, she actually jumps up twice as high from the spring. So I was testing to see if the physics like that still work in Sonic Adventure. It doesn't seem like it works. I don't think I got any extra height off that spring, and if I did, it was negligible because I totally wouldn't have cleared it if that had been the twice the jumping rates, then twice her jump height, then I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have cleared it if I had cleared that platform by hitting the spring there. And because Amy is a nice person, I was like, okay, the balloon's glitching a little bit, let me save all the animals real quick before I head up here. But yes, that was Hot Shelter, and it was 7 minutes of a lot of running around, but what else is new, right? At least we're done with it. It's the longest stage in the game, so kind of glad to be done with it. Oh, jeez. She just escaped a huge robot from chasing her through the longest level in the game, and now she has to deal with the stress of a flashback as well. I think we'll save that for the next episode of Sonic Adventure DX. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Take care.